Hi, good day. Welcome to the course of Fundamental of Food Preparation. Today, we are going to do our first practical class, which is practical number 1. So this practical number 1, we're going to discuss about the kitchen basics and the knife skill. So the objective of this practical class are, first is we're going to learn the kitchen basics and the knife skill, and then the second objective is to understand about the kitchen sanitations, tools and also equipments. Before we move further, let me give some introduction about the kitchen basics. Understanding the basic of food preparation is essential to getting a meal together, because it is not an exact science. No matter how knowledgeable or careful a food preparer is, the result may vary from meal to the meal. For example, like many variables that will influence the cooking of two pieces of meat, even though they are both maybe the same grade or the same size, or even they cook in the same way, they will not necessarily be identical when they get to the table. Actually, there are many factors contributing to these differences in prepared food, include the type of heat used, the different types of cooking utensils and equipment, the amount of food to be prepared, and some the other factors. Therefore, it is important for us to properly understand the kitchen basics, including the basic kitchen equipment. We have to know what is the types of kitchen equipments that are available in our kitchens, and also the basic cooking techniques. Alright. For this practical class, you have to perform 3 tasks. The task 1 is you have to identify the basic kitchen equipment and tools that are available in your kitchens. So, for task number 1, you have to, first of all, you have to identify all the tools and equipment that exist in your kitchen, and then take the picture of it and then put it in the lab report with the proper labeling, and you have to mention their function specifically. Now we move to the second task, which is about the knife handling and cutlery techniques. Okay, next I'm going to show you how we are going to hold a knife in proper way, and then also I'm going to demonstrate a few cutlery techniques. Okay, so before that, I'm going to choose one type of the knife. Here we have several types, as you learn in the lecture. We can find them in several types. Maybe chef knife, paring knife, serrated knife, and so on. But for this purpose, I'm going to use a chef knife. Alright, before I show you how we are going to hold a knife, let we have a look in terms of the anatomy of a knife. Okay, basically, a knife, they have 2 parts. First part, we call it as a handle. The second part, we call it as the blades. Alright? So usually the handle is made from the wood, and sometimes they made from plastic or even from the metal. Alright? Okay, how we are going to hold a knife? Actually, there are several ways that we can practice. But I'm going to show you the most common way, and then I could consider the most safe way to hold a knife. Alright? So first of all, you just put your thumb finger at the left side of the blade, and then your forefinger at the right side of the blade. This is if you are you're going to do this if you are right-handed. If you are left-handed, you can put your thumb finger at the right side of the blade, and then your forefinger at the left side of the blade, like this. Alright? Okay, after you tightly hold the blades with your thumb and also your forefinger, you have to use the other 3 finger to hold the handle like this. Okay? Okay, so it will look like this. So you try to adjust a little bit, make it comfortable with your hand. Alright? So it will be like this. Alright. Alright. To hold the food, first of all, I'm going to show you step by step. We call it as a guide hand, because we are going to guide the movement of the blade with our left hand. Okay, so in order to properly position the hand, you have to put your hand flat on the cutting board like this. Alright, and then use this the three middle finger. Alright, you have to cut them a little bit. Cut them a little bit to have your finger cut underneath. Alright, and then the other two hands, your pinky finger and your thumb, on the side of the foot, to make sure that to keep the foot in place like this. Alright, so these three fingers, the best way is you have to make sure that they make it them in one line like this. Alright, okay, then after you properly hold the foot, move your knife blade against the first knuckle of these three fingers like this. Okay, get them in contact like this. Alright, and then how we are going to move our knife blade? We're going to move the blade backward like this, and then forward, backward, forward. Make it a circular movement. Alright, and at the same time, you may move little bit your left hand from the right to the left side, gradually like this. Like this. Okay, like this. So we are going to make sure that the movement is simultaneously between right hand and also the left hand like this. Okay, but attention, please do not go up too high. Please do not go too high. Otherwise, you might cut your left finger. All right. So it will be like this. Maybe at the beginning you feel a bit weird, or maybe you're not comfortable with this way, because you not get used with that. But after you practice several times, you might get used, and then you feel not tired, even though you are performing many cutting foods during the cooking. Alright, I think that's all. Next, I'm going to demonstrate to you of some of the major cutting techniques like shredding, julienne, dicing, mincing, slicing, and peeling. Alright, for this task, we're going to use some of the equipment and tools together with some of the consumables. For the equipment, we're going to have a complete set of knife, alright, a chopping board, a plate, a kitchen towel, and a colander. For consumables, we are going to use several types of food. First of all, we're going to use 10 pieces of kaffir lime leaf for the shredding purpose. We're going to use a whole of carrots for julienne purpose. Alright, and a whole of onion for dicing, 5 cloves of garlic for mincing, a whole of tomato for slicing, and a whole of apple for peeling. Before I go one by one of cutlery techniques, let me give some briefing in terms of the procedure for this task. First of all, you have to prepare all the equipment and tools, and also together with the consumable required for this task. Alright, then you have to choose the specific knife for the specific purpose. For example, like I'm going to use chef knife for cutting, for shredding, for julienne, for dicing, for mincing, and also for slicing. But for peeling an apple, I'm going to use a paring knife. Alright, so after I already cut off every food accordingly, I'm going to transfer them into this plate. Alright, the first cutting technique is shredding. Shredding means to cut the leaf vegetables into thin strips. Alright. So for this purpose, I'm going to use 10 pieces of a kaffir lime leaf. Alright. First of all, you have to stack the leaf on top each other neatly. Okay, like this. After that, then you roll up then to produce a cigar shaped roll. Okay, like this. You just roll up them into a cigar shaped roll like this. Alright. Okay, so how to hold properly the leaf? Remember to use the what? To use the claw hand grip techniques. Alright, so it should be like this. Okay, so make sure these three middle finger are in a line. Okay, your thumb and your baby finger hold the leaf, and then bring your knife blade against your first knuckle of your middle finger like this. Alright, then you can start slicing or start cutting the leaf. Alright. If you properly use the the proper technique of what we call it as claw techniques. Okay, sometimes if you already mastered, you can just keep your cutting, keep going cutting, even you don't look at them. Okay, just like this. That's why claw grip technique is very important to make sure that you do your cutting safely, and also it will fast your cutting work. Alright. So the final product, it will be looks like this. A very thin strips. Next is julienne cutting techniques. Okay, the julienne cutting technique is a type of cut that is stick shaped and very thin, or it will looks like a mesh stick. Okay. Okay, for this purpose, I'm going to use one whole of carrot, but because of I'm using a larger carrot, first of all, I'm going to cut them into half. Alright. So I'm going to use this part. Alright. So first, you just trim off the root end of this carrot. Okay, will be like this. Alright. So after that, we are going to square it off by taking off each of the side of this carrot. Okay. So our carrot already in square form. Alright. Okay. Next, I'm going to cut this carrot into plan. Alright. Alright. Now I have the plan of carrot. Okay. Next, we are going to take maybe 2 or 3 plan of carrot. Okay, we're going to stack on top of each other like this. Okay. Now you just cutting through the plan to form a mesh stick. Okay. All right. So now you have your perfect julienne carrot. Okay, the next cutlery technique is dicing. All right. Dicing means we are going to cut our food into even sized cubes, and for this purpose, I'm going to use onions. All right. Okay, first of all, you just cut the root end and the stem end of the onion. All right. All right. And then we're going to cut them into half. Okay. Okay. So it will be like this. Okay. We have two flat surfaces, and then we're going to make a cut, but not all the way through. And then we're going to make as the second cut also not all the way through. All right, like this, huh? All right. Okay. So another cut that we have to do is we're going to turn it onto the other flat surface, and then we're going to make some several cuts through. All right. It will be like this. Okay. Okay. Then, then we're going to hold this onion by using a proper claw grip techniques, and then you move your knife blade onto your first knuckle of your middle finger, and then you can start cutting the onion. Okay. Okay. Now you will get your onion dicing. It will be looks like this. Alright, sorry. Okay, it will be look like this. Okay. Next is mincing. Mincing means we are going to chop our food into very fine pieces. So for this purpose, I'm going to use garlic as a food to be minced. All right. So first of all, you just slice. You just cut down your onion into small pieces. All right. Okay, remember to use a proper claw grip in order to avoid any injury or to make it your work faster. All right. Okay. After that, you just place your another hand on the tip of the knife blades. All right, and then you just rocking the base up and down in a short stroke while moving across the foot several times, and then you may repeating as necessary. It will be looks like this. All right. All right. So you have to control them. Alright, then repeat again. Alright. Finally, you got your minced garlic. So your minced garlic will looks like this. Okay, the next cutting technique is slicing. I think this is the most easier cutting technique to be performed. Alright. First of all, it's very simple. So for this purpose, I'm going to use a tomato. Alright. So slicing can be done by just moving the food under the blade while keeping the point of the blade firmly on the cutting board. Alright? Okay? So the base of knife is lift up and down, and with a forward and backward motion. Okay? It will be like this. Alright. Okay, now you have your sliced tomato. Alright, it will be like this. Alright, the last cutting technique that I'm going to demonstrate today is peeling a fruit or any fruits. Alright, so for this purpose, I'm going to use apples, and then for the knife, I'm going to use a paring knife for the peeling purpose. Okay. We can do peeling first of all by just cutting off in circular fashion on the top of the fruit like this. Okay. Okay. And then followed by the bottom part of the apple. Okay, just like this. Alright, and then after that you can just peel the remaining skin of apple from top to down, from the top to down. Alright, so like this. Alright. Okay, finish it off. Alright. So, we just remove the remaining part by doing like this way. Just turn it around. Alright. Same thing with the bottom part of your apple. Alright. And then, your apple is already fully peeled. Now we are moving into the final task, which is task number 3. So this task is very simple. It's only regarding the kitchen sanitation. So what you have to do is you just have to clean up everything, the equipment, the tools that you have used just now. Alright, so you have to wash them by using this washing liquid. After that, followed by the rinse and also the drying process. Alright. For utensils, they are best stock covered, and then for glasses, cups and bowls, it should always be stocked upside down. Alright. For disposable utensils like plastic cups, fork, knife, disposable plate, they should be never washed and reused again. You can just throw them away. That's all.